faces. We've got a Red Raider, Longhorn, Aggie, and Horned Frog. So not by design, just kind of the way it worked out. These folks also they do entirely different occupations. First group in that way. The way they got involved in Priority Associates, which you'll hear about, is also diverse. But what I think is united about them, or the same, is that we've really seen Christ at work in their lives over the last year and the various things that they've been involved with. And they also, all four of them, have been great at recruiting their peers to come along, whether it's on a softball team or to a Bible study they're involved with that they lead, or to any number of things that we've done.
My name is Amber Sofer Thomas, and I am currently the Development Director for the Source for Women of Houston, a crisis pregnancy center. I was asked by the Executive Director to speak at a Maggiano's lunch for Priority Associates. I started going to the monthly luncheons at Maggiano's, got involved in a midday Bible study group, got a lot of my coworkers involved, and started playing softball, football, and then got involved with Cafe PA, which is our nighttime Bible study. A sense of community and just the outpouring of love and prayer that they bestowed on my life and over my son. It was truly overwhelming. So.
My name is Daniel Parker. I do residential real estate here in Houston. So one day, two girlfriends of mine, from high school said, "Hey, we're involved in this Priority Associates. We'd like to come to lunch." It was at the Galleria. This was probably 4 years ago, I think. So I went to the lunch, heard the speaker. It was a really good speaker, and they said, fill out the cards afterwards. If you're interested, if you like more, information. Everyone's filling it out, so of course you check. Yeah, you think you'll never get it. Maybe you'll get an email or something. So, of course, the next day Mike calls me, and I'm like, oh no. And he's like, "I'd love to take you to lunch." I'm like, I'm busy this week. And next week, Mike can be very persistent, as y'all know, in his emails and everything. He keeps knocking, but that's the way you got to be. And so finally, I agreed. And we just started talking about A&M, and we started talking about Young Life. And of course, she, knew all my sisters from Young Life in Bel Air, and instantaneously, just became friends. And so he was like, "Why don't you come along with, We do a small group. We're going through this little study guide, and we think it'd be good for you." So I was like, "You know what? This is something new that I need to explore." So went to this and I knew a couple people there, and it was intimidating at first, and going into a small group, not knowing everyone. But after the first go around, and really getting to know people, we've been able to start off that group in the Galleria. We were at the Apache building. I think we probably spun 3 other groups out of that. Where my good friend Bo and I over there, we started a group where they say we lead it, but we have anywhere from 8 to 12 men in there, and I think we all lead it together. And so it's been real positive, and it's just a great way to do fellowship that I would never been exposed to if I hadn't gone to that lunch that one time. So.
I'm Kevin Sachs. I work in the commercial real estate industry. I went to a lunch thing here. It was specifically for commercial real estate guys. We had a really good speaker that day, and I had no idea what Priority Associates was. I just thought, hey, this seems like there's some purpose to this, and they're reaching out to some people. And I checked the box. I'd be interested to hear more. It probably again goes back to Mike's persistence a little bit. He was persistent. He sent me emails all the time. He's just, really just loving is what it was. He didn't push me or anything. Just, "We'd love to have you if we can have you. If not, And so finally, I got involved in a Bible study we're all commercial real estate guys. We meet on Tuesday mornings. There's probably 10 to 12 of us that come consistently. So we decided we were going to reach out a little bit different way and just try to bring a small group of guys. And we had a really great speaker there that morning, and we had a few guys that came that were non-believers, and of course Christ doing what Christ does. One of the guys who we knew was a non-believer actually reached out to our speaker afterwards, and we know that a couple days afterwards that speaker took him to lunch and shared the gospel with him, and I'm not sure he had ever really heard it. And it's a guy that we had been praying for in our Bible study.
Okay, I think that one of the neatest things about our group, Cafe PA, is that it is so diverse. At first, I was probably the quietest person in the room. I did not want to say anything. I did not want anybody to know that I was probably the least knowledgeable about the Bible there. I just wanted to nod and agree and smile and hopefully catch on quickly. I was good at that. So weeks went by and I didn't talk. So then finally softball started and I started to make friends in the group. So I at least started to have friendships and people that I could talk to where I started to feel comfortable. And as we started to play softball, we all kind of realized, hey, I'm in the baby steps of my journey. Some people are way more advanced than others, but it's very accepting because we've all become friends through different avenues and there's different age ranges, and so it kind of makes you feel comfortable to go and explore. And I'm not scared to ask questions there because I have a lot of them. I'm not scared to put in my input, and through all this, I've definitely seen a change in myself and the way that I interact with my friends and the way that I interact at school with my students. And I just think that it's probably one of the neatest experiences that I've ever had throughout this past year, because at first we said that it wasn't going to even work. And I think we maybe started off with about 12, and then I think we went down to 8, and then softball happened and we got about 20, and then it went back down, and now I think we barely fit in the room that we're in.
We're going to partner in 2010 with Church Under the Bridge. I know several of you are probably familiar with it. It's a great ministry that holds a church service 6 nights a week and on Sunday afternoon. These 4 definitely represent 4 lives that are changed that I really have seen Christ at work in, and they represent a lot of the other folks that are in the audience. But thank y'all for coming and sharing.